Hello and welcome to another Nikke video. Mobile revenue for the month of February has been released by Sensor Tower and I'm going to discuss it. Please leave a like and a sub and I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so before I actually start discussing about the sales data here, I actually want to mention how they calculate the numbers for China here. So I actually went to the actual source here, which was this gacha revenue site, and I looked right here and how they calculate the revenue for China is actually pretty much a guesstimate here. And the default multiplier here is 1.75. You can actually change it to whatever number you want, and the numbers will reflect here on the right hand side. So I'm just going to go ahead and just discuss it at 1.5 there. But yeah, so whenever you see the numbers for China, just always know that those numbers might not be correct. It's pretty much a guesstimate at most, but I just want to go ahead and leave you guys aware of that information before I go ahead and discuss the information that I'm about to discuss right now. And yeah, so looking at right now for Nikke here, which is right here, unfortunately, it actually went quite low in terms of revenue. I mean, it's still doing good compared to other games, of course. That unfortunately, this is actually the worst performing month in Nikke history. But despite it being the worst performing month, I mean, we still did pretty good compared to other games as well. So I know it looks bad going from 27 million to 10 million, but still, that is a lot of money still. And only that, they're also getting money by other methods as well, since this is only looking at mobile sales revenue and it's not looking at anything else right now. As this is mostly going to be a Nikke video, I am going to go ahead and mention the rest of this chart really quickly, just for honorable mentions as well. Let me just go to the top of this chart, which the first top here is mostly going to be for China initially here. Going to be the Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, Love and Deep Space. I don't really know what that one is. By going by this image here, I'm assuming it's like some romance thing, maybe something I think girls might like based on this image. I don't know anything about it. But either way, I mean, they're making a lot of money, especially for here on Honkai, went to 27, getting close to 58 million there. You know, Genshin Impact went to 63 million, all the way to close to 57 million. Also, Love and Deep Space went 27.5 to 44 million there. DBZ still holding strong, going from 11 million to 35 million. That is quite the jump. Went to over triple the amount there. Naruto, I wasn't quite sure there was actually a gacha game for Naruto, but yeah, there was a gacha game for Naruto as well. Going down just a little bit there, not too much, about a quarter down. And then for Genshin Impact here, for global there, went to 36 to 32 million. Honkai as well for here for global went from 20 to 28 million there, so pretty good. Monster Strike there going from 37 to 26. Arc Knights going from 8.2 all the way to 19 million there. Of course, that is China, of course. And then here is the girl horse racing game there, went from 21 million to 17 million. So just a very small dip there. FGO here went from 21 to 13. Blue Archive holding strong, so pretty much the same. It made the same amount from the previous year, so pretty good there. Puzzle and Dragons just dipped a little bit. Also, One Piece as well, just dipped down by 2 million there. Heaven Burns Red did increase the revenue there from 8 to 11. Summoner's War going from 8 to 11 as well, so pretty much they share the same revenue amount there. I already talked about Nikke, which fortunately, yeah, did happen to go down quite a bit. Unfortunately, again, it is the worst performing month in Nikke history there. Reverse 1999 also doing still pretty good in China there, so looks like about the same amount there. And also for DBZ there, still holding strong, same amount as well. DBZ Legends just going down a little bit in revenue. Jujutsu Kaisen, I mean, it's still going pretty strong, 11 to 7 million there, so still not bad for that. Memento Mori got about a million extra there. Blue Archive for global did really pretty much double the revenue there. You know, Path to Nowhere, I mean, did really good, did more than double the revenue there, no problem. Hatsune and Miku as well, unfortunately took about half of the dip there. Love and Deep Space there for global did really well, so went from 1.6 to 5 million there. And Emblem Stars pretty much went half there from 8 to 4. Fire Emblem Heroes pretty much stayed the same. Black Clover took a little small dip from 5 to 4. Fate Grand Order went from 6 to 4, so just a little small dip. And Epic 7 did extremely good, did about almost close to double the revenue there. Let me keep scrolling down a little bit more with Princess Connect here, still doing really well as well. Almost went double there too. One Piece pretty much stayed about the same, which is still really good. Arc Knights dipped about half there from 6 almost to 3 million there. And Azure Lane, Honkai, and Punishing Gray Raven pretty much increased the revenue there, with FGO and China there going a little bit low there. Also as well, they're looking at Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, which unfortunately keeps going down in revenue. I think every single time I've ever seen all this revenue data, I've always seen it in red. I think there are still getting a lot of revenue, but I think the revenue just keeps getting lower and lower every time I always see it on these charts. Anyways, Battle Cats is going about half there. Love and Deep Space, even in Japan, is still increasing also in revenue, and also One Piece Treasure Cruise did go just an extremely small dip, just pretty much lost 100,000 there. Tower of God there did increase a little bit tiny as well. With the 7 Deadly Sins and AFK Arena as well, dipping to about 2 million in revenue between both of them there. Let me keep going a little bit down here with Pokemon Masters EX there, going about half their revenue from 3 to 1.7. Also, One Piece Treasure went to 2 to 1.7, just a little small dip. Looks like Blue Archive in China here went to about 1.1 to 1.6 million there. Not bad, it's a little small increase there. Idol Master going from 2.7 to 1.5, they're going a little bit low. Azure Lane just like a little tiny dip, just 200,000 less. Atelier there went pretty much the same amount there. And then just keep scrolling down here for Azure Lane Global there, just went a little bit low. Arc Knights pretty much went, about pretty much half the revenue there. Battle Cats did pretty much stay the same there. Dragon Ball Legends did go a little bit low. Let me keep scrolling down here. Limbus Company, they're still holding out strong, 800,000, 900,000, pretty good, not bad. Final Fantasy War, the Visions here, still doing pretty good. I mean, 600,000, 900, so I mean, they're still at least getting more revenue. Punishing Grave Raven going 500 to 900,000, so they basically almost double the revenue there. Brown Dust here for Global, unfortunately, it took quite the dip, went to 1.4 to 800,000 there. And you say even for the Global for Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis went from 1.1 to 800,000 there. Mia from Devil May Cry here as well went from 1.6 to 800,000. I heard a bunch of drama about that game. I never played it, but yeah, so I guess it is still continuing to do pretty badly there. Final Fantasy War the Visions actually went low here in the Japanese version, pretty much went about half of the revenue, 1.5 to 700,000 there. Going down a little bit more, we got Tower of Fantasy here, pretty much going a little bit strong, 500,000 to 700,000. Counterside going from 190,000 to 600,000. Keep going down here. Octopath Traveler, damn, it took quite a dip, 1.2 million to 500,000 there. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, 700,000 to 500,000 there. Keep going down here. Reverse 1999 took about half of the revenue there for Global there. Eversoul going even less than half there to 400,000. Puzzle and Dragon still took a little bit dip. And yeah, so a lot of it down here is pretty much going to dip, even for Reverse 1999 in Japan, also getting from 600,000 to 400,000 there. And then we just keep going down here for even Octopath Traveler for Global here, went 400,000, 200,000. And Girls Frontline, even here for China here, I guess it's still holding strong, 165 to 193,000. And I'm just going to keep scrolling down here to show you the rest of the stuff. But yeah, towards this amount, the numbers keep going lower and lower. Even though Nikke had its worst performing month, it's all in all of its history. Looking at all these amounts from these other games, I mean, all these games would love to even have that amount that Nikke is having there. So I think this rounds out the list here at the bottom here. But again, just how I mentioned earlier, this is just going to be mostly about Nikke here. I just want to go ahead and just show you the rest of this chart here. I'll just mention a few of the other games that are, that caught my eye as well. So let me just go ahead and show you the actual Excel spreadsheet that I have already created over here on the side. I'm going to just show you right now. Well, right here, what you're pretty much looking at here is going to be the mobile sales data, and these are just the pretty much the last 4 months. We're pretty much going here from the month of November all the way to February here, which pretty much in the month of November, that was a 1-year anniversary. That's where we had the red hood there. And then after the December, I mean, that's with the Christmas that we've seen Ludmilla, Winter Owner, and Mika Snow Buddy here on December. And then January, that is where the New Year's came out. So that's where you see Scarlet Black Shadow and Modernia there. And then lastly, February is the latest month here. And this is where we did get mostly going to be Privaty, Unkind, Maid, and Elegg. Those were the two, I think, most popular amongst them. I know there were other fan favorites. For example, Moran was another fan favorite. And all that Aid as well. I mean, yeah, she ever since she was released way back in last February, I know a lot of people did want Aid. Unfortunately, despite her coming in, their kits weren't the hottest. So I understand a lot of people did not want to pull on Aid. And I even knew, even on some comments, and even like when I'm surfing the social media, a lot of people just did not want to pull on Moran or Aid at all. Even a few just didn't even want to pull on Privaty as well. And I know a lot of people did. I know Elegg caught a lot of people's attention thanks to her design, and there was a lot to see there as well. So, but unfortunately, despite all that happened in February, unfortunately, the month of February was the worst out of everything here. But even then, even with what you're seeing here for the previous 4 months, I mean, the sales are still doing really well. So let me go ahead and show you the lifetime sales data here. And here it is. This is the lifetime sales data here, which is basically started back in November. Back when the game started, it dipped down a little bit. It wasn't until January. That's when Modernia came out right in January. That's why it peaked up a little bit thanks to the new Pilgrim. It dropped down here, and this is when the Chainsaw Man collab came out, and also as well, that's when the PC version also came out. So pretty much by the month of November, unfortunately, we never had 100% sales data, thanks to the mobile sales data and the PC sales data being separated from there. And the only time we ever got any other mention of sales data would be if they came up from shipped up themselves. But anyways, going on. So pretty much it wasn't until April there that we pretty much got the half anniversary. This is with Dorothy there, and we also had the event Overzone as well. That's why you saw the peak here in April. Oh, not only that as well, we also had Alice too being a rerun banner. So basically had two very, very strong units being rerun in April there. And then it kept slooping down there. And unfortunately, even Noir and Blanc could not stop this avalanche. It wasn't until the summer units came out. So it wasn't until pretty much like Summer Mary, Summer Helm, and especially Summer Anise definitely went ahead and just raised it up here in August. And it wasn't until also the Nier collab here in September that's when you actually saw a major increase, because the 2B and also A2, they were extremely well made. They also had some really good kits as well. So there's some really powerful units. Obviously it dropped down, and then it did raise up for the 1 year anniversary here back in November with Red Hood. And then it pretty much went rocky from here until all the way in the latest in February here, which unfortunately, how I just mentioned earlier with Aid, privaty, elegg, and moran, unfortunately they could not really stop the avalanche that would be the month of February. And now let me go ahead and just show you all the all-time data here, which pretty much is going to be just a little easy peasy looking at what banners were there and how much and like the time frame for the banners, what mission pass were here. And yeah, so this will give you a little bit better idea of what was actually in each banner, since I'm just looking at data. It's a little bit hard to see. So here's a little bit more breakdown of pretty much what was entailed of each month there. And just how I mentioned earlier right here back in February, that is when the PC version came out, and that's when we had the Chainsaw Man collab there as well. And let me go and scroll down a little bit down here so you can actually see a little bit of the more recent months. And in case you guys want to know what events were taking place during the month of February, as you got to remember is right here, I have a little bit on the right hand side. So we did have the Perfect Maid event, and then we also had Boomsday as well, which is going on right now. And over here at the bottom part is, yeah, you can see that despite these 4 units here, Moran, Maid, Privaty, Aid, and Elegg, and also as well with a little tiny help of Sugar's new costume as well, which is very, very good. It's a very, very fantastic skin. I mean, I passed on it because I already had her New Year's outfit skin, which I thought was superior. But I mean, despite all that, yeah, unfortunately, despite all this, yeah, this was the worst performing month of all time. The last performing months would be right here in the month of October with where you're gonna have Marciana, Naga, Tia, and Query. Yes, even the schoolgirls unfortunately could not stop the slump in sales. But also as well, not only that, for the summer units, which would be the right here for Neon and for Summer Mary, unfortunately they cannot really stop basically they cannot stop the avalanche when it was going down there for like one of the worst months there. But luckily, Summer Anise and Summer Helm did happen to at least pick up for the month of August, since how I just mentioned earlier, Summer Anise has a very excellent kit. She is an extremely strong unit, and I know a lot of people do want to pull on her banner whenever they do rerun it way back here in August. So they'll probably run it back in August. Not only that, we do have a few things coming up as well, which pretty much if you guys want, if you actually notice, sometimes you'll see units being on two different months here. And the reason why is because if you notice for Elegg here, it rolls over to the month of March. And for even example here for Tove as well, Tove actually goes ahead and moves over from November, December. And also here for Marciana, it goes from September to October. The reason why is because whenever a unit actually comes out, everybody actually pulls on it for pretty much like the first few days, and then also for the last few days, because pretty much what happens is that FOMO hits in. So especially if a character is extremely strong, then if the people are, what happens with some people is they actually just wait till other people go ahead and do tests and see how the unit is. I know there are other people who don't care, they're just gonna pull in the unit. But for those who are really restrictive of how they do their pulls, they usually wait. And then from there, they usually wait on the last few days to go ahead and do the pull and then hope they get it. So that's why you see them in overlap here. But yes, unfortunately, how I just already mentioned, yeah, this is the worst performing month of the game's history there, which isn't too bad. I mean, just looking at the number by itself, it does look bad. But when you actually look at it in a chart like this, yeah, it is not. The game overall itself is not doing bad at all. I mean, it has got so much revenue in this game. It's absolutely ridiculous. But hopefully, with any of the upcoming units that are going to be coming out soon, hopefully they do happen to pick up more in sales. Of course, they haven't really mentioned anything what other unit besides, Elegg right now. I mean, I have seen some other stuff on the net recently, but I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't really know what's coming out. I'm just gonna wait till they officially confirm it. But yes, that's pretty much it for the video here. I just want to go ahead and mention all the stuff that I happen to see here. and also just give you a little bit more easier seeing on what banners were available at what time, the sales data, and also what mission passes were available at that time. And again, despite it being the worst month of the game's history, I mean, the game is still making a lot of money, and even with this setback here for the month of February, I believe there's still no problem here. Luckily, they're listening to a lot of the community feedback, especially with the dev notes that just got recently released, and I will be making a video on that very, very soon. I just want to go ahead and just show you at least all the sales that is happening for Nikke currently in the month of February. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I would like to know your thoughts. How do you expect the next month to actually be in Nikke? Hopefully they do increase in revenue, but it's always possible they could go lower. And even if they do, I don't think it's gonna be too much of a big deal. I think it will become a big deal if it goes for multiple months in a row. So I think 1 month is not such a big deal, but yeah, they do have to be worried. But I'd like to know your thoughts about all this. Other than that, I'm Scrublord. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.